meeting, if it could just be placed on the table on the left, just at the door and everything. And okay, we'll move to the general public for comments and questions at the Parish Council, please. Are there any questions from the general public?
Last year, maybe, I think how many months ago, we started talking about a new crossing down at the roundabout. And I recollect at the time said nothing would happen until June this year. So that's the council, is anything happening? In fact, has anybody been to a look?
From a parish council point of view, I'm not aware of anything, and obviously, as one of the district councils as well, there's nothing that I've come across so far yet, but I can definitely chase that up on both accounts.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything yet, I'm afraid. Any other comments then, please? Yeah, go on.
I would just like to ask if the parish council is doing anything about the voting fiasco. I know that the people who disrupted the polling station, the police are looking into that. But also there's a question of our legal right to vote having been interfered with by the wrong procedure. And that is, of course, is an offence. So my question is, are the parish council doing anything, writing to anyone about that, making any representations? And if they are not, perhaps they can consider doing so. You might have an answer, you might not.
Yeah, I can confirm that. I know that the parish council are definitely working with the polling stations, and elections are run by the electoral commission, so it's not Ackworth parish council directly.
By Wakefield District Council, they're right.
The
electoral commission isn't actually.
The elections have a department within Wakefield Council. Yes, that is correct. But it's elections that run the polling stations and so on. It's not like Ackworth Parish Council runs the election.
Well,
I know about the disruption during the by-election. That is being worked with by the...
May I just ask that you look into that a bit further, because it isn't the electoral commission is an advisory body, and it is at Wakefield District Council level that our elections are run. So you've said that to me. I'm asking that you look a little more into the rules, because that isn't actually.
Thank you. That is not confirmed.
That's not. I'm not wishing to be combative with you, but that is not actually the way it is.
Oh, right. And it is item 9 as well on the agenda.
Oh, is it? Thank you. Oh, I haven't got an agenda.
Thank you. And we'll just wait the general public information. Are there any other comments from the general public? No? Okay, I'll move to the full parish council meeting. Sorry, I wish to make a comment just before we go.
Regarding the crossing, not crossing out, you've got this flooding efforts that sent around parish council get sent to Westway.
I don't know specifically at this moment. My understanding would be yes. We can definitely look into make sure, but I seem to remember at the time, yes. Okay, so item 1 then. Apologies. Receive apologies for absence and consider approval of reasons given for absence. Believe Scott. Amanda?
Yeah, it's recorded in the book.
Yeah. Do we all give approval for the absences in the book already? So, thank you very much. Item 2, declaration of interest and dispensations. To receive any declaration of interest not already declared under the Council's Code of Conduct, our members register disclosable pecuniary interests on items on the agenda. We've received one, and that's to do with one of the planning applications from Council Palfrey.
One, so for item number 13 about the Crown Fest, I'm on the Crown Fest Committee, responsible for the money, so I'll set out the discussion.
Yes. Do we agree that Ian should abstain? Do we want, in terms of Ian's involvement, are we happy for him to remain in the room, or would we rather is okay to be in the room. It's just a case of abstention from voting. And is that okay with everyone then? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And yes, as I was saying, we've got Councillor Balfour's item on 8.2, planning application, one of the planning applications, item 8.2 on there regarding one of the trees. Are we okay for abstention on voting on that item? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, so are there any other declaration of interest and dispensations that people need to? No. Okay. Item 3 then, to receive available reports from the following. So first of all, West Yorkshire Police, I believe we've got.
I didn't receive the stats in time because this is an early meeting in the month. I have now received them, so I'll circulate those tomorrow.
Okay, so those stats will be circulated tomorrow. They'll just weren't received in time for the packs, so we'll get them. We'll include that as part of the next meeting. Okay. 3.2, district councillors. That's no me as well. I can confirm that there's various projects that are ongoing and there have been complaints about unkept-ness of the village, and various things are getting logged in terms of whether it be potholes, trees getting cut back, shrubs, the amount of things that are getting reported by your district councillors. We do individuals certainly are doing that throughout the village as well, and that's throughout the ward. In terms of major updates, I don't have any major updates. There's obviously a consultation due to take place regarding like the Dandover in the walkway to Fitzwilliam station. So that will be coming through at some point, of which councillors received some information about that from one of the stakeholders, but I'm not aware of how public that's got yet. So, but I do know that that's definitely coming in a more public sort of like manner. Have we received any other?
No.
Yes, no. Okay. So 3.3, council representatives on outside bodies. Are there any reports from?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd like to send through to Gemma the one about just about the PACT meeting, which, because it was last week, the PACT meeting, there were only the PCSOs there, the police weren't able to attend because they were busy last night, so it couldn't be. They mentioned about the by-election, they said the investigation is ongoing and progressing, was the term used in relation to that, and that was in particular in relation to consideration of the offenders who caused the issue for it. But because of the age of the suspects, they were unable to say if any arrests had been made or anything like that. They didn't say. I didn't think that was actually correct, but I didn't. That's what it said. There was also a concern that actually maybe what Wakefield Council, that was my resident, what Wakefield Council did maybe wasn't legal, but the police, what they reported on was the trouble. We also said in terms of Oakfield School, because that had been discussed before, they followed up about speeding and vehicles potentially causing problems getting in and out of the site, and Lorraine, our PCSO, the senior head teacher, who actually doesn't see that there are any issues. They've not had anything reported or any concerns themselves, but they are planning to extend the car park apparently, which they hope will alleviate any traffic congestion that does happen. So, but that was reported back from the head teacher. A couple of the things that aren't quite in our area, but just worth a mention. In Upton, there was a young man killed on an off-road motorbike in a road traffic accident, and they were looking for witnesses. And they've got another ongoing investigation they couldn't discuss. But a bit of good news, in Badsworth, there was an ongoing burglary that they responded to, that they managed to make an arrest from. They've got footage of suspects. So they said they actually did do something. But they managed to get there quickly in time and things like that. So, but then they just made the general comment that there's been an increase in sneaking of properties for it, because I suppose we did have a couple of sunny days, didn't we? And that's when people are out in the back gardens and leave the houses open and people are just walking in. So it's, just a reminder really to make sure you lock your house even if you're just going in your own back garden at the moment, is what they were saying. And then also mentioned that they've been doing property marking for bikes, because we've used the facility here, and that's ongoing. We'll be doing that a bit more. So I think that's about it from the PAC meeting.
Excellent, thank you very much.
We also had a heritage group as well.
Yeah.
So the heritage group on 13th of June. They've been doing some things with postcards. They're trying to sell some postcards of old pictures. The Heritage Day that they held here went very well. It was the first time they've done it here. They've always used the village green, and it went well, so they hope to do that again. They were unhappy about the D-Day beacon lighting and the ceremony there was in the morning at War Memorial, because they just didn't learn about it until too late. So they were very disappointed. Not to learn anything about the morning one and only find out about the beacon lighting quite late in the day to know what was going on. So we were all disappointed about that. That's about it actually, because they're now on a summer break. They've had a trip to Liverpool, and then it's September before they've got the next event in the those two.
Excellent, thank you very much.
I'm not a delegated representative on the Ackworth Community Library, but I went to their AGM, so it might be worth sharing what happened at the AGM. I think in the future maybe we could look at delegating somebody to represent the Parish Council at the Ackworth Library, because it's become a real community hub. So if people want, I can just give a brief description of what happened. I mean, it was an annual general meeting last week. Basically, the main thrust of it really was what the success it's been over the last few years. It's become a real hub for the community. They do need £28,000 to £30,000 a year to keep it running, because they don't receive any funding as such. So that's all apply for grants and donations and things like that. So that's an ongoing sort of problem. I mean, they do source funds for that. Also, they could do with a couple of trustees if anybody's interested in joining the trustees, because it's quite as it gets bigger, it gets more complicated to run it. So that's another good thing. I mean, it offers something for all ages. There's a story time for preschool kids, and then it runs right through the age groups, and there's jigsaws and books and obvious events happen in the library. Friday morning, every Friday there's like a cake and a coffee day and things like that, so you get a big crowd. And they are thinking about what they'd like to do in the longer term is expand the space that they've got. I mean, at the minute it's limited. Obviously, it's limited to the size of the building, and they can't move this way because the parish rooms are this way. So they were talking about, in the future, if we can get funding for it to move out that way and that way slightly, just to give more opportunity for people to move out. Really, obviously the books are the main thing, but there are other events that they need space for that. So that's it really. So I think in the future, if we could put it on the agenda to have somebody representing, because I do feel as though we are, they support us, we support them in terms of the building and the rent and the heating and things like that, which is a real community asset. And they support us at Christmas and things like that, and they support the village. I think it's important to know that.
Yeah, that's super, thank you. Are there any other updates from outside bodies? I know strictly the library isn't an outside body, but it might become a future one sort of thing, so that's why we sort of allowed that.
Can we just get the until the older, those waivers, they confiscated some pods and motorbikes, didn't they?
Oh yes, I think
Yeah, they managed to get some of these at Winkle Village.
Yeah.
And they just confiscate, so we're doing all right with that as well.
yeah, on the operation Miller C,
Yeah.
what we talked about before, it's actually going quite well.
So that's a good thing, so we're
Yeah.
a nuisance.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you for that.
Numbers there.
Yeah.
Okay then, I'll move on to item 4 then. Thank you for those updates, by the way. To consider for approval of the minutes of the Parish Council meeting held on the 10th of June 2024 as a true and correct record. First of all, are there any comments or have any amendments been sent through?
Not really.
No. I'll move to a vote then. Can I take a vote in favour of the minutes being a correct record, please? Oh, sorry, yeah, that's a good point. I'm forgetting about your processes here. I'm not used to this stuff, sorry, yeah, so propose with a seconder. John proposed, seconded them, please. Sarah, yeah, thank you. Can I take votes in favour of accepting them as a correct record?
I wasn't there, but
Full house.
No way of sense.
Thank you very much. Item 5, committee and subcommittee meetings. 5.1, to receive the minutes of the Village Amenities Committee meeting held on the 24th of June 2024 and approve recommendations within them. So Village Amenities, are there any points on the
Question, Jenna, with the two very briefly.
Yes,
Because obviously it recommended locating the pit on the triangle of the village grid. So I just wanted to know if we were aware of what the cost would be for doing that. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's alright. I'll leave that. I'm alright. Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So it is going to be a staff labour cost. So other than the flowers, stone, bits and pieces like that, in terms of labour costs, we are looking to do it in-house. So what we have done, you'll see when the payments to be made comes round, we've accounted for a figure in there to spend up to an amount. So that'll be covered in there.
I just wasn't sure if physically we could fit it in the van.
We
Actually.
can, yeah.
Right,
I'm told we can. I'll make sure I record it just for if you can't and it goes back out.
John?
I've done a few costings on it, and basically for sleepers to go around the base, we're looking at £90, £60 for gravel, so you can have 50 quid there. And then the main thing is the plaque. We have to have a plaque sort of commemorating. I can't remember what the wording we were going to put on the plaque, but it's something about Acton, or people who worked at Acton or covered between 18, whatever it was. But there will be a cost involved for that, but I have no idea about that. We'll have to find out. You're probably looking at about 60 quid or something like that.
So we allowed on here, I think it was up to 250.
Yeah, well, it's going to be within. It's going to be within
I
that.
think that's how much me and Clive kept on there.
Do you see that?
Yeah, so-
They're doing plastic railway sleepers now, aren't they?
Sorry?
They're doing plastic railway sleepers, reclaimed ones. And they said there was good ones that last forever. We were fucking
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's. I've used them and they don't. That's what
They're not the good ones,
Okay, I'll move then to a proposal and seconder for the Village Amenities minutes. Do I have a proposal then, please? I'm just receiving them now, so. And approved, yeah, so propose them, please. Yeah, Sharon, thank you. Was it Lynn seconding? And can I take a vote in favour of the minutes, please? We've got a full house, thank you. 5.2, to receive the minutes of the Finance and General Purposes Committee meeting held on the 24th of June and approve recommendations within them. Are there any comments on Finance and General Purposes? No. proposer then for the F&G agreements. John proposing. Can I get a seconder for those minutes? Sharon, seconding, thank you. And votes in favour of accepting those minutes and approving the recommendations. We've got full house, thank you. And then we have to receive the minutes of the allotments subcommittee meeting held on the 11th of June and approve the recommendations within them. Are there any comments on the allotments committee minutes? And no, can I get a proposer then, please? Sarah proposing, seconder then please. Stephen seconding, and could get votes in favour of those minutes then please. And we've got a full house, thank you. And the last one to see the minutes of the allotment subcommittee held on the 5th of July and approve recommendations within them.
So the meeting wasn't quora, so rather than print off 12 sheets of non-quora minutes, I didn't do that.
Okay, so that meeting wasn't quorum, so there's nothing approved, thank you. Okay, item 6 to receive burial rights. And that's in the supporting document. So we're just receiving them. Are there any comments on that? Obviously not.
Could I make a comment very quickly, Jack?
Yeah.
One of the things that I've popped on, because I think it wasn't known before, is that when we receive burial rights, it is for new graves only. So we do have reopens and things like that, which obviously council don't need to re-receive.